So now I'm going to introduce Ruth Princess. Ruth is the author of Diary of a Fat Female. The book started as a diet book, but morphed into a diary of successful and unsuccessful eating. Ruth lost 50 pounds writing the book. Years later, she could lose weight. Using her own book, she learned why and lost weight again. When this happened a third time, she decided to share her journey with you. And so with that, Ruth share her journey with us.
Thank you, Phil. Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, we have a nice sized group here. Not too big, not too small. Out of the people here, if you feel comfortable, would you mind telling us if you have diabetes? Statistically, at least one of us here has diabetes. Now maybe that person doesn't feel comfortable in acknowledging it, embarrassed, possibly just not wanting to share such a personal.
I don't have diabetes, but I lost my father at the age of 58 to juvenile diabetes.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That is just horrible. And the other possibility of why no one raised their hand, 50% of diabetics are undiagnosed. What I'm going to talk to you about today is about obesity, which myself, I am classified as obese, and diabetes, and how we have been misled. I'm going to bring up 3 different medical studies which discuss some of the clinical research that has been done that contradicts what we believe. For example, what's the easiest way or the most effective way to lose weight?
Exercise.
Exercise. What else?
Don't
Don't eat. That is what somebody who's obese, somebody who's diabetic is told by their doctors, by their nutritionists, by their family. Eat less and exercise more. We've also been told what we should eat less of or more of. Eat more vegetables, eat less red meat. But the interesting thing is in 2008, Dr. Chris Gardner of Stanford University did a clinical trial with 3 different diets, the battle of the diets. The high-fat, low-carb, a moderate diet, and a low-carb or low-fat, high-carb diet. For years, the mandate has been you should have the majority of your calories from carbohydrates. This study proved the opposite, that you will lose more weight and be metabolically healthier on a high-fat diet. This study showed that people who were eating high fat actually had lower triglycerides, which is a greater indicator of heart disease than high cholesterol levels. Triglycerides are basically a number corresponding with the blood in your sugar, which if you can't control the blood in your sugar, you get diabetes. The second study was 2012. Dietary composition, effects of dietary composition on energy expenditure during weight loss management. So after 2008, these people, lost the weight. Everyone knows after a year, you gain it back and then some, right? 95% of people gain the weight back that they lose. So this study was, how do we help those people maintain the weight loss they have? And again, they took the 3 different kinds of diet. High fat, moderate, low fat. Low fat equals high carbs, high fat equals low carbs. What they found was the high fat diet was easier to maintain than the low fat diet, and people weren't as hungry, and they were able to maintain that lifestyle. Some of the other things that they found in there, in the study, was there's a metabolic advantage to eating the fat over the carbohydrates. That amounted to 300 calories a day. Somebody on a high-fat diet can eat 300 more calories than somebody on a low-fat diet and remain the same weight. The final study, 2012, body fat loss and compensatory mechanisms in response to different doses of aerobic exercise. So exercise more. Well, what they found was they took sedentary people, one stayed sedentary, another group exercised about 300 calories a day, or approximately an hour a day, and the third group exercised 600 calories a day, more intense exercise. The people that did the moderate, only 300, had the same amount of body fat loss as the people who did twice as much exercise. The exercise group lost more body fat, not necessarily weight, but body fat, but they lost the same amount even though one was doing more exercise, more intense, more calories. So in conclusion, what I want to say is when you see somebody who is obese or hear of somebody who has been diagnosed with diabetes, don't think they haven't listened to the eat less, exercise more. They may have tried it, but what we were told was incorrect. It's misleading. So when you see some of those people, and right now I'm taking a diabetes class from University of Copenhagen, and on the forums, these people who have been recently diagnosed, they say they're humiliated. They're ashamed. They don't know what to do. So when you encounter someone like that, don't have contempt for them. Have compassion. They were misled. Mr. Toastmaster?